Hello, welcome to Monahans Sandhills State Park. It's a interesting little place. And I didn't really know exactly what the theme of this trip would be. I need to take a trip like this every now and then, and it's been too long. But as I'm retracing my steps from some shots I just took, I am reminded of something I often say, that I love photography because it's one of the only morally and socially acceptable ways to lie. Being from Texas, I don't really experience snow that often, but I imagine that people who do photography in snow all the time kind of know this intuitively, that you don't want to catch your footprints in the snow. Well, here's an example of another example of somewhere where you don't want to catch footprints. So we're coming up on this hill here, and I like this hill. It's a rather tall hill, so I wanted to get a photo of it without footprints on it. So, I can tell the story that, hey, look at this beautiful, desolate place where no foot has stepped, even though plenty of feet have stepped here. And so what you do is you go up on one side of the hill, go around the other side, and take a wide path, and that way you don't get your own footprints in your own photo, which means kind of walking sideways on the hill for a little while, but that's fine with me. Anyway, so we're going to look at some other ways that maybe we bend the truth in order to express a more literary truth. Bend the literal truth in order to express a literary truth as photographers. Also, I'll show you some pretty video and photos as I struggle up this sandy hill. So enjoy this. So here's another example of what I'm talking about. The light is really cool right now, and it's playing off of this grass behind me in a really cool way. But I don't want to get the campsites in the background in the shot, so we can make it look like they're not there, but just bringing our camera real low so that they disappear. So we'll take this picture real quick. I'll show you what I mean. I gotta tell you, I am of the basic belief that there is not much better that you can do than simply enjoy the world. Like, I think that God created the world, He created it good, and it is easy to enjoy if you only take the time to do so. So being in a beautiful place, eating good food, drinking good beer, there's not much better you can do. I feel like I called it quits on the day a little too early because the sunset was amazing. And the cloud cover made it feel like sunset was over quicker than it really was. So I had to they were really kind of subpar sunset shots, but it was better than nothing. Tell you what, when I go and get a steak at a restaurant, I order it rare, and it's almost never rare enough. But when I grill it rare, look at that. That is a whole bunch of pink. We're gonna just focus on it here. A whole bunch of pink. Yeah. So lessons for the weekend, rather. Enjoy life. Enjoy photography. Eat good food. And figure out ways to tell better stories than the one that's obvious. Like the footprints and the grass with the campsites in the background. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Come on. Drink a little more beer. Eat some of this great food. And read a little bit. Head to bed. Good night. Well, good morning. It's actually quite late in the morning. I got up and did some sunrise shooting, and that was nice. Boy, that was nice. Just being up is nice. Then I went into Monahans. I wanted to see the Million Barrel Museum, but it's closed for coronavirus, which is annoying and sad. And I'm just gonna take a little nature hike and probably edit some photos and video later this afternoon. So, lovely little trail here. I don't think it'll be very long, but see if we see something. There's not much wildlife here. That's sad. But maybe we'll see something. So this is actually my first time here to the Sandhills in Monahans. It's a state park. What a cool place. The wind is a really big feature here. I don't know if you can tell, but it erases every footprint. So all the footprints I left wandering around this morning, gone. Also, this is probably the most challenging time of day here because it's about, what, 3 o'clock? 2:40. It's 2:40, and the sun is very direct, so all the cool lines that you get from the wind and the sand, those are all gone. This is a really tricky place to do good landscape photography. So I heard it this way once, that you want your landscape photography to have 5 elements. You want, and the more of those elements you can get in, the better. So those are flora, plant life, fauna, like animals, atmos, so weather. So like when you slap a polarizer on, kind of the deep dark blue counts as atmos, I think. So flora, fauna, atmos, geo, so that's the earth features, and then aqua, which is water. And you want as many of those as you can fit into the image. Well, water is really not going to happen. I haven't been able to really see many animals, and the flora, the grasses kind of get in the way of, so all you're dealing with here is geo and atmos, and you're trying to make something compelling out of that. And that's kind of hard. Really challenging, really rewarding, but kind of hard. So, yeah. Also, we can't fly the drone right now because the wind is completely insane. I climbed down into this like ravine area so that you would be able to hear me over the wind. And I think I kind of like a shot that I see right now, but anyways, I'm gonna keep walking around. It's a really cool place. Feel like I've seen about all I could see. Sunset is not going to be that impressive. Sunrise isn't supposed to be that impressive tomorrow like it was this morning. Oh my gosh, this morning. You know, I've been surprised by just how small the iconic area of this park is. Because a lot of it is dunes with a lot of scrub brush on them. You look at the promotional material and it's all the white sands. And they're really cool, but it's actually quite limited. In fact, I walked the whole perimeter of the main white, sandy, no grass area today. Took about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And yeah, I feel like I've seen all I could see here. So I'm going to go home and sleep in a real bed and show you some pictures a little later on. Oh, the other thing is so windy. And the wind is supposed to pick up again tonight and be the same tomorrow. You can't even fly the drone, which is sad. I really enjoyed this morning and last night just flying the drone. You know, it's cool because you don't have to worry about crashing because the sand is so soft. I did put down once. I was wanting to fly down into one of the ravines and then out, and I didn't consider the way that once you go below, the wind and the air changes, and so it just kind of, I was, pulling down on my left stick, and so it was descending and descending and descending, and then all of a sudden it descended really fast straight into the ground, but it was sand, and so it was no harm, no foul. Yeah, it's a cool place. Love to come back with the kids and ride on the discs down the hill, but it's be for another time. So it's been fun. I think I overestimated the amount of time I could be interested here, but it's been really, I'm glad it's the trip I took.